Welcome back to the Current Electric High School Basketball Girls State Championship Preview Show presented by Cannon and Dunphy. I'm Mike McGivern alongside my co-host, Coach Sid from St. Francis. Tip-off for the first state semifinal is just minutes away. Stay with us right here on My24 all day long for some great high school girls basketball action. Later on this evening, Division I semifinals get underway. Tip-off 6:30 as Kimberly takes on Appleton East, followed by Arrowhead against Muskego. Coach, let's take a look at the Arrowhead-Muskego matchup. Two teams from the Classic 8 Conference. They tied for first place in the conference and split the two games. This should be a real good one. Let's start with the Warhawks from Arrowhead. 25-3 overall, 12-2 in the Classic 8, and are coached by Ron Reschel, defending state champions. Awfully good team, Coach.
Obviously, and they got probably the most talented player in the tournament in Kuso, averaging 27, just under 10 rebounds, recruited by Big Ten ACC schools. But that's not all they have. You know, if you had Zahner and Clems and Sams, I mean, they're loaded. They're deep, loaded, well coached. It's going to be a good one.
You know, you talked about that, and Coach Reschel talks a little bit about how they're not a one-person team on this clip.
I would think the biggest thing, everybody knows we got Natalie Kuso, and then the people know, people that pay attention know that Presley Sams is also a really, really good player. I think top 15 player in the state, and I think Natalie's one of the top 5. I could vote for higher if we were to talk about that. I think the biggest part of our season was after that we got a lot of talented players, but they didn't have any experience. You know, Sydney Zahner's really, really good, and Teresa Kesanovich is playing really well. She's going to play at Whitewater next year. Karina Clems is one of the best shooters I think we've got out there. But our whole entire bench was JV players last year. So we come on, you play Edgewood, and you play Muskego, and you play Pewaukee, and you play, Red Bank Catholic out there in Delaware. You're going to get experience, but early on, we just had talented players without experience, and it's hard to play Muskego, and it's hard to play Pewaukee. And I think the biggest thing for us, the reason we're still going, is because we've just gotten better. That experience now is there. Now, Friday's going to be another brand new experience with the bigger court and the more people, but they've gotten better every time, and I think that's the key to our success is just people that are inexperienced, learned, got better, were challenged, and I think it's paying off now.
Last year, we did a game on the radio, and Kuso was our U.S. Marine Player of the Game, and I asked her, hey, when you go to bed and close your eyes, what college are you thinking about would be a perfect fit? She looked at me and she said, I don't even have my driver's permit yet. I don't know. And I realized she's 15 years old and I'm asking her college questions. She's a really, really impressive basketball player. Arrowhead's going to play the Warriors from Muskego. Muskego is 24-4 overall this year. Ended the year 12-2 in the conference. They are coached by Eric Luce, and Coach, the first time this girls program has ever gotten to state, and you could tell Eric's pretty excited about it.
And for them, it starts on the defensive end. I mean, they gave up an average of 37 points a game in the Classic 8, which is a brutal conference, 38.1 points overall. For them, it all starts on the defensive end. They're another deep team that plays a lot of bodies, start 5'10", 5'11", 5'10", 5'9", kind of all same body type. It's going to be a great game.
It is, and when you got a chance to talk to the coach from Muskego, he talks about playing Arrowhead for the third time in a year.
I mean, I think it does come down to, some of the little things. We are very familiar with each other. Like I said earlier, we split. I know there's a lot of talk about Kuso. She's a very talented player, obviously. But you got Sam, Zahner, Clems, Teresa, their post. They've got pieces. And so we know they're not going to lay down and give up. We were up double digits on them at home. They came out of halftime on fire. And so it's going to be a rock fight. It's two teams that are going to battle to the end. Ron does a great job over there, so I know they're going to be well coached. I know they're going to be prepared. And so business as usual for us. It does help having that familiarity with the scout, but I'm excited. I think it'll be a good game.
Coach, when I was coaching, we had a chance to play teams, multiple times. That last year, Martin Luther played St. Catharines. We beat them at our place. They beat us at their place, and then played them at Racine Prairie in the sectional semifinals. We had a chance, and we did. We went out and beat them. And for that week, Coach Wallersheim and I would talk, or should we put in anything different? Should we stay with what we're doing that they've seen now twice? And we put in a couple of little tweaks, right? Instead of a 12 press, we ran a 22 press. Instead of a matchup zone, we ran a 1-3-1. Just a couple of possessions. And that made a big difference. If you're the coach at Muskego or the coach at Arrowhead, are you putting in anything different and trying to put some tweaks or making wholesale changes, or just staying with what you do?
I would think pretty much stay with what you do with some little tweaks. Look at those two games and like, where did the game go wrong for each of the teams in it? And is there something we can change here? Maybe an out of bounds play, maybe a different call, some way, but you don't want to reinvent the wheel. They've been so successful with what they do. I just wanted to touch on what Coach said about it being a rock fight. If he can turn it into a rock fight, I tell you what, you've had on your radio show Melina Glitch, and I've coached Mal Glitch for 2 years in the summer. If I'm going to a rock fight, those are two kids I'm taking with me. So if he can turn it into a rock fight, then they get a chance.
Well, and you talked about how good they are defensively, and that fits right into that rock fight. But you also have to take care of the ball on the offensive end. Yeah, and if you want to keep it in the 30s, keep it in the 40s, you want to make sure that you're taking care of the ball, you're getting good looks, good shots. You're not going to come down off a turnover or a made basket and launch the first three that you see. You're going to want to take a bunch of the time off if you can. And I haven't seen Muskego girls team enough to know if they're going to be able to do that. Are they going to be able to handle the ball, handle the pressure? They've done it all year. They've played Arrowhead twice, so they know what they're getting into. But again, a bigger court, bigger crowd, statewide TV. Some kids can handle that and excel in it, and other kids maybe step back in it.
Well, they got, Dib handles the ball a ton for him. She's a D2 commit to Quincy, a 4-year varsity kid. Rachel Eggs, a lacrosse commit, had D2 offers, can shoot 42% from 3. Mal Glitch shoots the 3 at 40%. And you know about Melina Glitch leading them at 11.2. So they got 4 kids that, double digits any night, and then any one of those can go off for a bigger game. That's what they're going to need against a very talented Arrowhead squad.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they may come out in a box and one on Kuso or something like that. It'd be interesting to see. Coach, I can't thank you enough for spending time the last 2 days here at My 24 to put this together, and thank you for your time. And again, thank you for all the sweat equity that you put into girls basketball. Looking forward to seeing the future for you, young man.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It was fun.
Yeah, you bet. I want to thank Current Electric. I want to thank Ken and Dunphy for sponsoring today's show and yesterday's show. Stay on My 24 all day long for some great high school girls basketball state tournament action. This has been the Current Electric High School Basketball Girls State Championship Preview Show presented by Cannon and Dunphy, only on My 24.